HD presents Gentle Giant with Pam Minnick and Katie Kaufman.
This week we're in Yukon, Oklahoma, just off Garth Brooks Boulevard at Express Ranches.
We'll meet Bob Funk and the team behind the Black Clydesdales. Stay with us. Gentle Giants will be back in just a moment.
Welcome back to Gentle Giants. Yukon, Oklahoma is the headquarters for Express Ranches, where owner Bob Funk restored this historic barn to showcase his beautiful Black Clydesdales.
Well, at the time I bought it, everyone thought it should have been torn down. It was leaning 4.5 feet to the north. The haymow had no bracing, so consequently it was about ready to fall down. And a cattle person out of Indiana came by and he said, "I know a barn builder that's Amish that can come down, I think fix it." They brought all 14 of their family down, and within a day and a half they had it within 1 inch plumb.
He wanted to save it because it was kind of a historical piece for the community, and he wanted to open it up to the community to come and see and enjoy the Clydesdale horses with him.
We opened up the gift shop and we opened up the barn, 6 days a week, because that's really for the young people. And there's a lot of older men that drove horses when they were younger, and they come by and they're enamored, of course, with the size of the horses and reminisce many times about what happened in their earlier lives with the horses, the work horses that they had, the heavy horse system that they might have had back in those days to farm with.
Bob Funk grew up in Washington and learned a strong work ethic at an early age from his father.
He taught me a great work ethic. Of course, he was a workaholic. He started milking cows at 6 in the morning, finished about 11 o'clock every night, 7 days a week. And he expected me to do the same thing, and he expected me to be there every day that I possibly could, and to spend the hours with him early in the morning getting the cows up, and of course late at night finishing up the milking. So it was a great experience, and frankly a young person that age has a lot of energy, and I really didn't mind doing it all anyway.
After college, Bob Funk became a personnel consultant and later started his own company.
I risk everything to start Express Personnel. I borrowed $150,000 and I had $5,000 in the bank at the time, so we risked everything, but I had great people. And every business, doesn't matter which one it is, whether you're in the hockey business or the ranching business, it all depends on the people. You have great cattle, or you can have great facilities, but if you don't have great people, you won't succeed very well.
His success with Express Temporaries has enabled him to invest in some legendary ranches and enjoy his Western lifestyle.
Right here around the Clydesdales, we have about 6,000 acres that's fairly contiguous. We have 3 other ranches in Oklahoma, about 2,000 acres apiece. And then we have, of course, the large ranch in New Mexico. It's 180,000 acres. So most of the purebred cattle are here in Oklahoma, and commercial cattle and recreation hunting and fishing is out in New Mexico. To be candid with you, I still don't believe that I own it. Every time I go out there, I just want to pinch myself, not thinking that I'd ever be able to have something like that in my lifetime. I just wish my dad were alive so he could have enjoyed it, because my dad loved the land, he loved cattle, he loved wildlife. I was determined when the owner of the other company I worked for 17 years passed away, that we were going to build this company into the same size and bigger than what he had. And it took us 3 years and 10 months to get there, but we finally did by franchising, and of course now we're placing almost 400,000 people a year in new jobs. So it's really a thrill, it's a ministry, if you will, of helping people, giving them hope. When they come in, they're discouraged and looking for a job, and most of our opportunity is giving them hope and encouragement that there is a job for every person and a person for every job.
Stay tuned. We'll learn more about Mr. Funk's passion for the Western industry when Gentle Giants returns.
Welcome back to Gentle Giants. Bob Funk is passionate about all things Western. In addition to his beautiful black Clydesdales, he's a leader in the Black Angus industry as well.
I'm driven to be the best at whatever we do, and I wanted to be the biggest and the best in the Angus cattle business and in the purebred business, and we achieved that in 15 years, and we've been number one in the United States, maybe the world, in registered cattle for the last 3 years in a row.
Bob's a very generous individual, and he's really supported most of the youth programs in both the Limousine and Angus breeds. As well, he's been very instrumental in support for the Oklahoma Youth Expo here in Oklahoma. He's provided several $100,000 in terms of scholarship support and the purchase of animals through the premium auction. And Bob's really all about helping the youth and really helping the youth in agriculture.
Well, I believe that the more you give, the more you get. Now, a lot of the getting is satisfaction. You may not get a financial return, that's really not that important. But if you can help people find their way in life and find a job and an opportunity and education, and if we, in the cattle business, if we can get them started in their freshman year of college, chances are they're going to finish.
Bob Funk and Express Ranches sponsors many athletes on the rodeo circuit and professional bull riders tour.
I got into sponsoring the Cowboys because I really love the Western lifestyle. I really love what these young men stand for. They ride all year long for little or no pay. They're great athletes, but their pay is not what it should be.
It all began with world champion saddle bronc rider Billy Etbauer.
He's been a great representative of the ranch and of the farm, and that's what we've looked for in all the riders on the PRCA and the PBR, was to find people that had the same value system that we have, and that they'll represent us very well when they're out there with the public. So Billy's been a wonderful asset to the ranch and to us as a business. He just represents us so well, and we're really proud of him and of all the championships he's been able to win. And of course now he's in the Hall of Fame this year.
Everything kind of works hand in glove, whether it's our commercial division in New Mexico or whether it's the Clydesdales. Josh does a fantastic job with the people and running it. Yes, we certainly have generated some business because they're a great group of guys that go and they promote the ranch as well as the employment part of the operation as well.
I'm so proud of Josh because when he came to work for us, I think he was probably 17, 18 years old, and Josh took over when he was 19 years old. And to manage an operation of this size and to go on the road like they do for 220 days a year when he's 19 years old, didn't even have a CDL license because he couldn't get one till he was 21, so we had to hire drivers to take the horses around the country. But he's done a fabulous job of managing the Clydesdales. He loves the horses, he knows his horses, he's a student, if you will, of perfection on what to do with the horse and how to handle them. And he's just a great manager, and I'm extremely proud of him at his young age to take such a large task and to do a great job. Since he has taken over, he saved us about $300,000 a year, and that's a lot of money in the horse business, but he's just done a great job of managing the finances, and he looks after it as if it's his own operation, and that's the type of people that I usually hire for most of my businesses, that they act as though it's their own, and I wanted to feel like it is their own.
Don't go anywhere. When we come back, we'll hitch up with the Express Clydesdales.
Welcome back to Gentle Giants. The Express Black Clydesdales are a familiar sight at shows and fairs from Canada to all four corners of the United States. The Clydesdales and the hitch has been a great promotional tool for express ranches and express temporaries.
My thought pattern was, because I love the majestic black and white, it was the first issue, but I thought Oklahoma really did not have a hitch that they could promote around the United States and Canada. And so I thought it'd be an opportunity for Oklahoma. I know New Mexico had a hitch at the time of Belgians, and of course Texas had a hitch down in Houston, but Oklahoma didn't have one. And so I thought there'd be a great promotion for our state so we could be represented at the national shows and at many of the fundraising events around the United States and Canada.
We have a team of about 5 people at any one time here. 4 of us guys usually travel with the hitch, and then we have one gal, Tabitha, that stays here, and we do host some events and tours and different things like that, and she kind of looks after that. The group of us guys are here and gone all the time because we're traveling about half of the year. So when we're here, there's a lot of activity going on. You know, we do all the shoeing ourselves and a lot of the maintenance and things that go along with the barn. And then we'll pick up and we're gone on the road for a couple weeks. So it's important that we have a really good crew that works together, and right now we definitely have a good team. The activities that go on at a show are just really endless. I mean, you could literally work at the barn 24 hours a day at a show. People ask, you know, how long does it take to get these horses ready for the show? And I tell them, well, how far do you want to go back? Do you want to go days, weeks, months? Because we're working a lot for basically a couple minutes in the ring. But the day of a show, we get there, we feed them, we take them for a walk, bring them back. We're usually washing, grooming horses, getting the harness and wagon ready, polished all up, because you want everything in perfect, you know, condition and perfect appearance for the show. So a lot of that stuff, but just a lot of just polishing and grooming and fine-tuning to get them ready to hit the show ring.
A grooming challenge with the Clydesdales is keeping the leg feathers beautiful.
Every breed would have something that they say, you know, well, you guys don't have this to take care of, and our thing is the feathers. It's a lot high maintenance, the feathers, because we want a lot of feather on their legs. Traditionally, a Clydesdale would have feather that would just cover the hoof, and we want to grow that and maintain it so that we do get long feather, because it just looks so cool when it's flowing in the air when they trot. So one of the things that we do at home is we oil and condition it with mineral oil and sulfur mixed in, and that helps condition the hair so it doesn't get dry and brittle and break off. A lot of times when they step around in their stall or when we're working them, they'll step on the hair with their shoe, and it will cut the hair off. So another thing that we do, we put leather protectors around their feet that protect that hair from getting stepped on and chewed off by the shoes. So we oil them, condition them about once a week, sometimes twice a week during the summer when it's really dry. And then at the show, when we wash that hair, we're just extra careful. We don't go against the grain. You know, we're careful not to pull more hair out than we have to.
In addition to competing in the 6-Horse Hitch Classic Series, Express Clydesdales has also had a presence in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade and has given a ride to some special dignitaries.
When we had the opportunity 2 years, I guess about a year and a half ago at the Calgary Stampede, take Prince William and his new wife at the time, Catherine, on our stagecoach, that was probably the most exciting experience that we've ever had with the Clydesdales. It kind of went from all to nothing. We were just getting the horses ready as usual, and then about 30 minutes prior, we had Secret Service and other security, people checking out, sniffing our stagecoach and the horses, and it was just really a rush to be able to do that.
They're a wonderful couple. I think they're going to help the monarchy tremendously well to represent them the way the monarchy would like to be represented.
Some of the challenges with taking a hitch of Clydesdales out into a public scenario is you want to make sure that those horses are ready for the pressure that is going to be put on them in that situation, especially when you have a crowd of people really close in proximity to these big horses, that if somebody got stepped on or something went, you see those bad videos on TV and you don't want to be one of them. So we try to prepare our horses so that they're ready for any situation that comes at them. So that's one of the main challenges, and one of the main concerns of ours is these horses are living, breathing, thinking on their own. So we want to just have them over prepared for every situation.
When the Clydesdales are not in the show ring or hauling dignitaries, they enjoy a little R&R at Express Ranches. But the training continues.
Right now, the horses are truly on some R&R. The show horses, we've been showing all summer and into the fall. And right now, we're kind of on a downtime where we aren't training them real hard every day. So right now, they're truly getting some R&R. We exercise them a little bit on an exercise walker in the mornings, and then turn them out during the day and just let them kind of be horses. And I think the horses really look forward to this time of the year when they get to just kind of enjoy living and enjoy being a horse and bucking and kicking and eating some grass. So that's kind of what it looks like right now. Pretty soon we're going to pick up and start getting them ready for show again, which will mean exercising and working them a little bit harder, about 4 or 5 times a week. So they'll have to work a little bit more, though it's a pretty easy life for them. Part of my job is kind of picking the team and putting them together. It's hard to say, yeah, I have one favorite, but there's usually one that I rely on a lot, and that's usually one of the lead horses. Right now, you usually have a dominant lead horse that you kind of, as a driver, rely on and trust and to guide and steer that hitch. So right now, that's Prince. But really, I like all of them.
Through Bob Funk's hard work and dedication, he's been able to build and share a Western empire.
Probably one of the luckiest guys in the world to have what we have and to be able to enjoy what we have. Because who would have ever thought a farm boy whose dad was a maintenance person, mom worked at the grocery store for nothing, so we had food, could ever have something like this, or the ranch in New Mexico, or the ranches here.
We'd like to thank Bob Funk and the entire team at Express Ranches and Express Clydesdales.
That's right, Pam. From Josh, Rex, and all the guys here at the barn, we had a good time.
And we wish them luck on the show circuit next year as well. Join us next time right here on RFD TV for Gentle Giants.